Hi, everybody. It's Dee Dee, and we're going to talk more about how to create narcissistic adult children. I believe this is part 4. First of all, do not ever, if you're going to create a narcissistic child, don't ever allow the child to freely express emotions outwardly. Tell them things like, oh, big boys don't cry, or suck it up, or get over it. Oh my gosh, you're such a baby. Don't embarrass me. Turn off the waterworks. Turn off the tears. You want me to give you something to cry about? Yeah, I'm sure you've heard many parents use that one. Alternately, if you want to create a narcissistic adult child, hug the child, but then reject them when they try to hug you back. Like push them away and, that, okay, that's enough. Like basically, you get to choose how long to hug or in what way to show the emotion. This will confuse the child's emotions and cause them not to be able to later on show empathy towards others. Make the child be who you want the child to be, vicariously living your dreams and fantasies through that child. AKA, if you did not get to be the prima ballerina that you wanted to be, force that child into dance lessons as soon as they can pretty much stand up. And then make sure that you constantly criticize them till they are the little perfectionistic ballerina you never got to be. Or ball player if it's a boy, or whatever. So anything you couldn't attain, push the child to be that or do that. After all, he or she is your object if you're a narcissist. Definitely, in order to create the narcissistic adult child, put the child in the place of an adult. Confide very personal and very mature adult things to the child. Treat them kind of like your husband or your wife as a surrogate spouse if you want to turn them into narcissistic adult children. I can tell you from firsthand experience in one of my marriages, my daughter was put in my place as the wife, and I was told to submit to her regarding a business endeavor that we were doing as a family. I was told she's smarter than I am. She knows how to do things I don't know how to do. So I am to treat her like the wife, basically. Without saying that, I wasn't told that, but I was told she is the one that is able to manage things. You're too dumb to figure it out. So just submit to her and let her run the show. And you just kind of be her employee. Anytime a child acts on their own accord, make sure you make fun of them, degrade them, tell them they don't know what they're doing, strip them basically of any independent thoughts or actions or things that they want to do on their own. Forbid them ever from questioning or suspecting things. If they start to catch on that something is awry, make sure very quickly that you do anything you can to nip that in the bud if you want to create a narcissistic adult child. And when the child obeys you, praise him so that he's going to become a people pleaser. But then when they walk away, scold them, yell at them, scream at them, degrade them, and put them down. Show no trust in them because as long as you have any type of trust, that child's going to feel independent, that they can stand on their own. And by all means, if you want to raise a narcissistic adult child, you don't want them to ever feel like they can make their own decisions or stand on their own 2 feet. No, heaven forbid. Invade their privacy and their boundaries and tell all their secrets to their friends. Make sure anything they tell you in confidence, you make sure their friends know every little detail of it. Definitely to shame and embarrass them and humiliate them if you want to create a narcissistic adult child. And definitely do not forget this one. If you want to create an adult narcissistic a child that becomes a narcissistic adult child, tell that child when they're little the don't talk, don't tell rule. Everything that is said within these 4 walls stays within these 4 walls. Even if it means they're being abused, neglected, mistreated, treated in a way they're uncomfortable with, made to do things they're uncomfortable with, they don't dare tell that outside of the family. Make sure they keep the secrets, the family secrets, and then shame them when they actually keep things a secret. So always keep them guessing. Keep them confused and guessing as to what is the rule and what isn't. That's one thing I will tell you as a narcissist. When they become adults, you will find them to be very confusing and confused. They won't even know what their rules are from time to time. You'll only know you broke a rule for the time being because You'll learn after you broke it that you broke it. You didn't know it was a rule. And then pretty soon when you think you've mastered those rules that they have, they'll flip the tables and say, I never told you to do that. That's not my rule. I don't know where you heard that from. And they'll keep you totally confused and bewildered the whole time. You'll never feel like you measure up. Okay, keep the child busy with practices over and over and over again till they just feel like they can't move anymore. Lots of pressure, lots of stress, lots of demands, and always the feeling that they never measure up and they're never good enough. Push them to perform even past the point of that exhaustion or illness, and when they want to give up, make sure you call them a sissy, shame them, put them down, and treat them like dirt, basically. Good way to raise a narcissistic adult child. Now, obviously, I'm not advocating anybody do this. I'm just telling you this is the way. If you wanted to raise one, this is probably what you would be doing. And if you have been raised by a narcissistic sperm donor or egg donor, not worthy to be called parents in my book, then you know what I'm talking about. You probably went through some of these very things. So that concludes this particular video, and I will see you on the next video. Be blessed and shalom.